Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're tackling something that's been generating a ton of buzz, ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's everywhere you look these days.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're using this blog post. How will ChatGPT affect automation and affect data?
Catchy title.
I know, right? But it got me thinking, this is way bigger than just some fancy chatbot, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This could completely change how businesses operate, how we all interact with information, maybe even the job market as we know it.
Okay, so big implications then. Let's break it down. The blog post talks about ChatGPT's potential to revolutionize efficiency, especially for businesses. But how is it different from other automation tools we've seen before?
Well, traditional automation, think like those basic chatbots. They're great for simple tasks, answering FAQs, scheduling stuff. But ChatGPT, it's a large language model, meaning it's trained on a massive amount of data.
So it's not just pre-programmed responses, it's actually understanding and generating human-like text.
Exactly. And that opens up so many possibilities. Imagine a customer service experience where instead of just getting a canned response, you're interacting with something that can analyze your past data and offer truly personalized recommendations.
Wow, like a virtual sales assistant that actually gets you?
Pretty much. And because it can process information so quickly, think about the time saved, both for businesses and customers.
That sounds like a win-win. But it also makes me wonder about jobs. If ChatGPT can handle these complex tasks, does that mean fewer jobs for humans?
It's a question a lot of people are asking, and understandably so. Anytime technology advances, there's concern about job displacement.
Right, like are robots going to take over everything?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I think it's more about transformation than elimination. Like, think about the printing press.
How so?
It automated the process of copying text, which was a huge change, right?
Mhm.
But it also created a whole new industry around printing, publishing, distributing those texts.
Ah, so it's not necessarily that jobs disappear, but they shift and evolve.
Exactly. ChatGPT might automate some aspects of work, but it's also likely to create new opportunities in fields like AI development, training, data analysis.
So instead of fearing the robot takeover, we need to adapt, learn new skills, almost like we're all going to need to become AI whisperers.
I love that analogy. It's not just about technical skills either. It's about understanding how to work with AI effectively, its potential, its limitations.
Being able to think critically and creatively, solve problems that AI can't.
Exactly. And let's not forget the ethical considerations.
Right, because ChatGPT can generate human-like text, but can it really understand the nuances of human communication? Could it be used to spread misinformation, for example, or even for malicious purposes?
Those are critical questions. We need to be aware of those potential downsides.
So how do we guard against that?
Well, for one, human oversight is crucial. ChatGPT is a tool, like any tool. It can be used for good or bad. It's like giving someone a powerful piece of machinery.
You wouldn't just hand it over without making sure they knew how to use it safely and responsibly.
Exactly. It's not just about the technology. It's about how we, as humans, choose to use it.
Our values, our ethics, our vision for the future. This is getting really interesting.
It's a whole new world, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the more sophisticated AI gets, the more we have to think about how to use it responsibly.
Yeah, for sure. You know, one thing I'm still trying to wrap my head around is how this impacts different industries. We've talked about customer service, but what about like healthcare or education?
Oh, now those are really exciting areas.
How so?
Well, think about it. What if doctors could use ChatGPT to analyze patient data? Like instantly getting insights that could help with diagnoses.
Whoa, that's kind of mind-blowing, like AI assisting doctors.
Exactly. Or imagine students struggling with a concept and they can ask ChatGPT for explanations that are tailored to their learning style.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, we're not quite there yet, but it's definitely within the realm of possibility. And just like in customer service, it's not about replacing doctors or teachers.
Right, AI as a tool to help them, not replace them.
Exactly. Doctors still need their expertise, their human touch, and teachers are essential for guiding and mentoring students.
So it's about finding that balance again. But, I mean, if some of the more routine tasks are automated, that could free up those professionals to focus on things AI can't do.
Now you're getting it. Think about all the administrative stuff doctors and nurses have to deal with. What if AI could take some of that off their plate?
They'd have more time to actually spend with patients.
More personalized care, exactly. And for teachers, maybe AI could help with grading, lesson planning, all that.
Giving them more time to focus on individual student needs, create more engaging learning experiences. Okay, I see the potential here, but it's also kind of overwhelming. How do we even prepare for this? It feels like everything, our education system, job training, how we think about careers, needs a complete overhaul.
You're hitting on a really important point. The way we educate people now, it may not be enough for this AI-driven world.
So what needs to change? Does everyone need to learn how to code? Become AI experts?
Not necessarily. Technical skills are important, yes, but it's more about developing adaptable mindsets. We need to teach people how to think critically, solve problems, be creative, and most importantly, how to learn continuously.
Those are skills that will always be valuable no matter what technology throws at us.
Exactly. It's almost like we need to shift from a knowledge-based education to a skill-based one. Less about memorizing facts, more about how to learn and adapt quickly.
Become lifelong learners.
That's the key. And it's not just on the education system either. Businesses need to invest in upskilling, reskilling their workforce. Individuals need to be proactive, seek out learning opportunities.
It's a collective effort, like a whole societal shift in how we think about learning and work.
It is. It's a big challenge, for sure, but also an incredible opportunity. Think about it. AI has the potential to solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Healthcare, climate change.
The possibilities are endless, but we have to use it wisely.
It all comes back to that, doesn't it? It's not just about the technology, it's about our values, our ethics, how we choose to integrate AI into our lives.
Absolutely. And that requires open dialogue, thoughtful consideration, a willingness to adapt and learn as we go.
This has been eye-opening. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground, from how ChatGPT can transform businesses to how it could revolutionize entire industries, even how we learn and work.
We've only just scratched the surface.
And we've talked about the potential challenges, too, the importance of responsible AI development. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface with all this.
Yeah, there's so much more to uncover, which I guess is both exciting and kind of scary, right?
Totally. And that makes me think about something you mentioned earlier, the idea of unintended consequences. Like, are there potential downsides to ChatGPT becoming so widespread, things we haven't even considered yet?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We can't predict the future, obviously. But maybe history can give us some clues.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, look at the internet, right? It's been this amazing tool, connecting people, sharing information, driving all this innovation.
Yeah, but it's also brought some issues.
Exactly. Cyberbullying, misinformation, all these privacy concerns. So it's like any powerful technology.
There's always the risk of unintended consequences, even if the original intent was good.
Exactly. And with ChatGPT, one thing that worries me is over-reliance. We've talked about how important human oversight is, but what if we get too dependent on these systems?
Ah, I see what you mean. Like, if we start letting AI make all our decisions, we could lose those critical thinking skills, even become vulnerable to manipulation, maybe.
Right, and then there's the issue of bias. You know, ChatGPT is trained on these massive data sets. And if those data sets contain biases, well, those biases can show up in the output.
So, like, if the data mostly reflects the experiences of one specific group, ChatGPT might not be as accurate or helpful for people from other groups.
Exactly. That's why it's so crucial to have diverse teams working on AI development. We need to make sure these systems are as fair and unbiased as possible.
So a lot of responsibility rests on the people creating this tech.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations, really think about the ethical implications of AI. It's not just about what we can do, what we should do.
This whole deep dive has been so insightful. I mean, we've really explored the potential of ChatGPT, how it could transform businesses, maybe even revolutionize entire industries, and how it could change the way we learn and work.
We've covered a lot, haven't we?
Right.
But it all comes back to people, doesn't it?
Yeah, how we choose to develop, use, interact with these powerful tools.
And we've talked about the potential challenges, too, the need for responsible AI development. It's a complex issue, that's for sure. But I think the key takeaway here is to stay informed, to keep asking those tough questions. Got to make sure we're using AI to build a future that works for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you learned something new today. And keep exploring, keep asking questions. This is just the beginning of the AI revolution, and it's going to be an interesting ride.